give the students a short synopsis of the trajectory of my career, which I think is unique for a RD or a nutrition major, and then share what I have learned over the last 32 years in my career, some insights that I think might be useful for students studying any health science, much less nutrition, whether it's fitness, exercise, you name it. So I'll dive right in. My experience at Northern Illinois University started back in the early 80s, and I was a 1988 graduate with a degree in nutritional science, of course, and I went through, at that time, what was described as the CUP program. That's probably not something you're familiar with. It stands for Coordinated Undergraduate Program. That was the track that you went through if you wanted to become a dietitian. So I did that and ended up, to the best of my knowledge, I was the first male to go through the program and graduate in 1988 and become a dietitian. So I thought that was unique back then, that pretty much all of my colleagues and classmates were female. But that's when I started my career in 1988. And at that time, I was working part-time with my older brother, who's also an NIU graduate, in a very small fitness center downtown Elgin called Elgin Nautilus, a small strength training studio with several hundred clients, where we did supervised coaching and training through full body workouts. And I was doing that part-time, and I got my first position as a dietitian in Elgin at the time Sherman Hospital, doing outpatient diet therapy. So of course we would now call that medical nutrition therapy. But I worked at Sherman Hospital for about a year or so, and I came to the realization that I just didn't really like diet therapy that much. I was very much into what I would describe at the time as preventive nutrition, and we'd probably call that just lifestyle medicine today. But I ended up going to then transition to work for a company by the name of Health Management Resources. They are a national healthcare company that does health and weight management programs at medical centers throughout the United States. So I was hired as a health educator, basically a health coach by today's standards, teaching in their medical weight management program at Central DuPage Hospital in Winfield. So I did that for about 3 years as I was still working with my older brother at our strength training studio. Again, Wolff Fitness was the name of the business. And after that, I ended up just leaving Health Management Resources and going to work with my brother full time. So it was myself, my older brother, and my younger brother, all NIU grads, working together to create a business that we ended up having 3 locations, one in Elgin, one in Geneva, and one in Hampshire, west of Elgin, and working with thousands of clients and a team of about 50 employees. So it was a decent-sized small company. I did that for 21 years, actually, 21 years, and then went out on my own to work doing the same thing, operating my own strength training studio under the name MEDFITNESS, which is the company that I currently own and operate in St. Charles. We're on the east side of St. Charles on Main Street. And so that's been going for about 11 years now. So I've been working in the fitness and health industry for about 32 years, and using my RD credential to both provide nutrition education, do some nutrition coaching, but we don't do conventional medical nutrition therapy at MedFitness. We do some weight management, but our core business is, without exception, is supervised strength training. So we are a strength training studio. We do workouts by appointment. We supervise a little over 1,000 workouts per month. And our niche is small group training. We work with 2 to 3 clients at once, coaching them through their workout. And it's full body, high intensity strength training. So again, it's a little unique for a dietitian to go into the fitness industry and to be working full-time in my own business on an area of fitness being strength training, and really not working full-time in a nutrition field in a more formal sense. But it's a great degree. It complements everything that I do. My knowledge complements everything we do. And in today's world, there is, of course, an enormous amount of interest in nutrition among individuals purchasing personal training, attending fitness centers. So it's a great credential to round out our expertise and support to our clients, even though our main business, our core business, is that we're selling personal training sessions and we're making money off of the workouts that we supervise with our clients. So that's about a 32-year span for my career. I'm currently working through our company's 10-year target, is what we call it, which is just our vision for the next 10 years. Where do we want to be? How big do we want to be? How many locations do we want? We have one location right now. How many employees do we want? How many workouts do we want to be doing? What would be the annual revenue of our company? Because that will dictate what we do to break down a 5-year goal, a 3-year goal, a 1-year goal, and then into what we would describe as quarterly rocks, which is what do we need to do this quarter to reach our goals this year, and then 3 years and 5 years and 10 years and so on. So we're working through our 10-year target, which is really part of a vision component for a company in terms of where is the company going and how are we going to get there. Right now we have 6 employees at MEDFITNESS. Several are part-time, several are full-time. So we're a small company, but that's where I am right now in terms of career trajectory. I feel incredibly fortunate and blessed to be able to be doing what I'm doing. I've arrived at what I believe is what I want to do and what I have been made to do since I was a young kid. Having had 3 brothers, we grew up being obsessed with lifting weights as young boys, and we thought it was cool to have big muscles and to be strong, and that of course led into grade school and high school athletics, and that's just how I've gotten to where I am today. So I think it is basically in my DNA, is what I tell clients when they say, how did you get to be doing this? I say, well, it started when I was about 9 years old, obsessed with strength training, never thinking that it would be a career, never sort of having any master plan, so to speak, but this is where I am, and it seems like it is the right place to be given my values and my passions, in addition to my nutrition training and background. So looks like a question did pop up here. Let me see if I can find that again.
What other education did you have to complete in addition to nutrition to be successful in both of your business?
Yeah, Yep, great question. So again, I'm an anomaly here, guys. I did not complete any formal fitness certification to do what we do. I've probably completed 5,000 hours of professional continuing education at professional exercise science conferences through the American College of Sports Medicine, the American Council on Exercise, and every other professional organization out there, but I never really have gotten certified. Now that's a little bit ironic because we hire certified personal trainers. We're just training someone this morning who's going through the certification process with the American Council on Exercise. So as owner of the company, I didn't do that. I just had a mountain's worth of experience, and then professional ongoing continuing education. A lot of these conferences, of course, I can use towards my recertification as a dietitian, because as we all know, those professional continuing education credits through ACE, through ACSM, they count towards your RD recertification. So, but not formally certified at this point in time. And from a business standpoint, of course, in 1988, working with my brother part-time and spanning the last 30 plus years, I knew pretty much nothing about business at that point in time. We just knew what we were passionate about and have learned through experience, again, reading, conferences, continuing education programs, colleagues. There's a ton of learning options that exist today that didn't exist 30 years ago, but I certainly don't have a degree in business. But I certainly have learned exponentially year by year over the 3 decades of what works and what doesn't work. And one thing that I can just say from sort of big picture experience is that one of the biggest mistakes that small business owners make is they're just way too deluded when they focus on what their business is all about. We do one thing at MedFitness, and we do it incredibly well, and that is supervised strength training.